Om Shri Kamakhya Devyai Namo Namaha. Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Guru Devo Bhava. Wonderful for me to come back home to Kalakshetra. Although I'm not an alumni, Kalakshetra has always felt like home, right from Atte's time. There she is. I congratulate my dear friend Padma. When Revati said at her age, I was a little foxed because she and I are same. And we do not wish to be called at their age. Congratulate Padma for, she's constantly doing this. I remember seeing her first performance after she had studied the Karanas in Bombay, in that Sabha. Which Sabha in Matunga Sayan, I forget the name now, it's been so long. Sharmukhananda Sabha, correct? And Sudha Doreswamy, another Bharatanatyam dancer, we were all there. And that was the time I saw Padma and I was so impressed. I've been her admirer from then. Can you just do it later? Hello? Hello? Can you do it later, please? Thank you. Can you do it later? Gacha, gacha. Yes. I think NatyaSastra above all. You have heard so much about NatyaSastra for 3 days, and I'm sure in these young ladies, young girls, young boys, you study NatyaSastra, the gurus are here, great teachers, artists are here, rasikas are here. So I'm not really here to talk about NatyaSastra, you've heard enough. Looking at them, these wonderful people who are setting up, the technicians, for example, I immediately felt that NatyaSastra is not only about the Natya, Nritya, Sangeeta, Vadya, and other things. Learning of any Shastra instills a certain mental and physical discipline. Any Shastra. And especially NatyaSastra, from which it's like the Gomukh. The simile came to me now, analogy. Gomukh, from where our sacred river Ganga emerges and flows out through Gangotri right up to Gangasagar. So NatyaSastra is the Gomukh, from where various disciplines, the knowledge of various Shastras, it is not just one NatyaSastra, there is Darshana Shastra, there is Chanda Shastra, there is Rasa Shastra. All these are combined, they coalesce. And therefore, learning of any Shastra to me must instill certain emotional, physical, mental discipline. If today we have gone so far away from this totality, this whole concept of totality, it is a huge tragedy for us. Going the way of Europe or America or whichever, we have gone away and we have started labeling and distinguishing one art from another, one aspect from another, one dimension the dimensions have been separated. And this fractured vision has to be reconciled, reactivated, renewed, and brought together. Without that, I feel in modern times, in our times, NatyaSastra will only remain subject of scholarly discourse in seminars. NatyaSastra's application in the various fields, it combines. That application will slowly wither away. I keep making these pleas. I'll make more pleas as I go, requests and suggestions as I take it forward. So this seminar is like one of the tributaries to the Ganga of NatyaSastra. There is Patala Ganga, Garuda Ganga, Nanda Ganga, Mandakini, Alakananda, Bhagirathi. So many. And this 3-day seminar, I think, is one of the main tributaries of the Ganga, of the knowledge that NatyaSastra contains. So, the Bharata Muni, and I believe there's a mention of 5 different Bharatas. Most of you know about it, but I would like to enumerate. One is, of course, Dasharatha Putra Bharata, son of Kaikeyi and Dasharatha, brother to Rama. There is Dushyanta Tanaya, the progeny of Dushyanta and Shakuntala, Bharata, famous for opening the mouth of the lion and saying, I want to open your mouth, I want to count your teeth. And many believe that it is from that Bharata, Bharata Varsha, the name Bharata came. Anyway. Third is the great-grandson of the great emperor, King Mandhata. You may not have heard of him. He ruled all over central India. His Samrajya was in the south and center, north, east, and west. There was a Jada Bharata who had become so inured to any kind of physical pain, any kind of influences, any kind of emotions or sentiments. And he was a Jivana Mukta. So he became Jada Bharata. And of course, then we have our NatyaSastra Bharata. All the 5 Bharatas are great. And if anyone names their son Bharata, they should do so very carefully. The mother should think while the child is in the womb, let this Bharata imbibe the sadgunas of all the 5 Bharatas. In the north, they call it Bengan ka Bharata, Brinjal Bharata. So we don't want that, we want Bharata. Natya, Nritya, Sangeeta, Chanda Shastra, Alankara Shastra, Rasa Shastra. As I was saying, that it is an amalgam, amazing amalgam, maybe unique in the world for any compendium text to contain Ranga Nirmana. We only know the proscenium stage today. In how much detail Bharata has mentioned about instrument making, the kinds of instruments, the kind of nrityas, the kind of sangeeta, the gitas. From this, I want to come down to my favorite point that I've been making ever since 1978. It may not be minuted, it may be minuted in the annals of Sangeet Natak Academy. Kamala Devi Chattopadhyay was the chairman, Kapila Vatsan was vice chairman, and I, at that age, was nominated to the General Council. And apart from bringing to notice Indrani Rahman's contribution and getting for her the award, which she well deserved, my point through the years when I was in various capacities connected to Sangeet Natak Academy, the last was the chairman in 2003 and 4, my one point has been Bharata does not mention the hierarchical nature, the vertical nature of the performing arts, if I'm not mistaken. He does not say that tribal, folk, Shastriya, as we say classical. But I think we should stop using the word classical. It does not belong to India, it belongs to Greece. There was the classical period in Greek history. Their sculptures and their understanding of the arts, classics were written, Iliad and Odyssey. That word has come to us through foreign influences. I think we should stick to traditional performing arts. This is my second suggestion. And so I was saying that the vertical line, hierarchical line, does not apply to Indian arts, not at all. Who are we, with what adhikara, with what audacity, we look down upon, tribal, and folk, classical. We don't have that adhikara. Tribal is the culture, the Janajatiya, the Adivasi, the Mool. That's the root. And in that culture, those cultures, the 5,000 subcultures at one count, all over India, what they contain. Let me tell you that the literature we use, the texts that we use, Padma has, and we all have, but Padma has also created on Shankaradi Shankara. We've danced to so many texts. There is no dearth of texts in every language of India, and we are free to choose. We think that the great philosophies are contained only in these texts. No. The oral history is something so great. I held my ears. I'm a Gujarati, so I know a lot about the Gujarat tribal dances, their texts, the oral texts, the sung, and Odisha. When I invited Santals from Odisha, Ritaji and Shekharji may know that Santals are mainly from Bengal, from Shantiniketan area, as people know. There are Santals in Odisha also. And I invited Santals and other tribal groups, folk groups, and classical, Samanvaya, my festival in I think 2001 or 2001. What the Santals were singing to and dancing to, and I'm always very curious, and I think we all ought to be, need to be, we must be curious. It's no good to sit in our own little comfort zone and think we are great. We are not great. I'm very sorry to say that. We are not even a grain of dust in this entire treasure house of Indian cultures. Santals, as they were rehearsing, I asked them, because it was Prakrit Oriya. And what they explained to me was hut made of fresh new leaves. And each time the leaves dry, the fresh new leaves, new hut. And in this hut, There is the constant traffic of coming and going, of birth and death and rebirth, and this hut symbolizes this world. What more big philosophy you want? There's nothing bigger than that. So, tribals have a huge storehouse, and I think we need to respect and bring out and mix with those traditions. Come to the folk, what we call folk. Loka kala, loka nritya, loka sangeeta. At any given time, the festivals, not only of Sangeet Natak, but even others, are Loka Sangeet, Bhajan Sangeet, spiritual music. I don't know what is spiritual about it anyway. Music is music. Spiritual music and the Rajasthani music and the Garba dance and Phalandimka. So many, how do we call Abhanga sung by Pandit Bhimsen Joshi? How do we, where do we put him? Where do we put Shri Pandit Kumar Gandharva, who brought in the folk melodies of Malwa? There was a lot of opposition to him at that time, big musicians opposed. Why? It became part of the whole tradition. Here, I'm sure in the south also, in Tamil Nadu also. For example, you had Korati. Now, Korati, even I've danced Korati, because at one time it was de rigueur. It was, you had to make one Korati item in your Bharatanatyam program. Why? That was a beautiful, of course it's from the Kuravanji, Chitrambalam Kuravanji, the Kutrala Kuravanji, whatever. But that is folk tradition. It's a tribal tradition. Why was it at one time part of Shastriya Bharatanatyam? And where has it gone now? And why not? Why don't you do it? Why don't we do it? Why don't we bring in others also? So, I was talking about the music, I talk about the dance. Same thing applies to dance. When, at the end of my Krishna Katha, or in the, which I performed here also, there are many other kathas, Natya kathas, which I recite, sing, do abhinaya to, and give upadesha. There is Meera, there is Surdas, there is Premananda, there is Dayaram, there is Narsi Mehta, there is Salabega from Orissa, the Muslim devotee of Jagannath, who wept. Ahe Neela Shaila Prabala Matta Varana Moarata Nalini Dalaku Karo Dalana. Ahe Neela Shaila. He's crying, the great mountain like Jagannath, where Meera is crying. Meera is saying, Man chakar rakho ji, chakar rahasum bagal gasu, nita utha darshan pasu, vrindavan ki kunjagalinu me gobind leela gasu, man chakar rakho ji. In Orissa, in north, in south, in east, west, northeast, everywhere you have what you call now the spiritual, but they are all bhajans, dohas, your kirtanams, everything. Where do you place it? Shastriya or tribal or folk? So my third suggestion is, please demolish these words. You have to bring it in. I'm bringing it in my own way. I do not wish that you are told. You should do it yourself. You should do it yourself. Do you agree? Yeah, then say yes loudly. Yeah, because no, it will demolish the ego also. Let me tell you. It will demolish the ego of those who think they know Shastra, they are the God-given, God-chosen. It will demolish the ego of the organizations which make these differentiations, their distinctions. Even today, they know. They are called to perform like monkeys. Oh, isko bula lo, usko bula lo, usko bula lo. And half the time the money is not given. They are wonderful. I know about others. Why? I think there has to be certain parity among artists. And why not? Why not? Okay. I wanted to say that the Chanda Shastra, there's a big thing, adhyaya in Bharatanatyam Shastra, Chanda Shastra, Rasa Shastra. What is Chanda? Chanda, simply, as I understand, is the rhythm created by your movements, not just the feet, not just in music, not just by percussion, but created by your movement, even by your breathing. That is Chanda. What fantastic Chandas are there. Has Kalakshetra or Sangeet Natak Academy or anyone, I'm just naming, I'm here. Does anyone try to find out one seminar on Chanda? Chanda from all over India. The Oriya Chandas, the Kashmiri Chandas, the Assami Chanda, the Andhra, Kerala. What is Chanda? The rhythm of life, the rhythm of breathing, that is Chanda. So my point was, let us give a rethink. NatyaSastra brings things together, and we started putting them separately. It is time now to think in totality, to try and bring people, the arts together. Another thing, chow. You must have heard the word chow. This is chow here, but it's chow. Chow from chaya, chawni. 3 kinds of chow. Mayurbhanj chow is the martial art. Saraikela chow from Jharkhand is the royal chow with beautiful, delicate masks and delicate movements. And the third chow from Purulia, today is Bengal, which you would say more tribal and folk, also with big masks. Now, till recent times, if I'm not mistaken, it didn't fall into any category. Mayurbhanj chow, martial art, like Thangta of Manipur, or like Paika of Orissa. Purulia chow, folk, tribal. Saraikela chow, somewhere in between, something different. Now, chow has become almost like the 9th sister of the 8 sisters, whom we call classical, Shastriya, along with Bharatanatyam, Odissi, Manipuri, Kathak, Kathakali. My 5th suggestion is, sorry, I told you I'm not here to speak on NatyaSastra. You are all great Vidwans. I'm here to give you pointers, what occurred to me, that what is NatyaSastra saying? The categorization which was made in 1954, when academies were set up, very soon after that. In those years, you'll remember, only 4 classical dance forms were recognized: Kathak, Kathakali, Manipuri, and Bharatanatyam, only 4. And then came more Kuchipudi, Odissi, Mohiniyattam, and now Hotriya from Assam, and now Chow is almost on the brinks. Many times I said, a huge mistake was made. Manipuri is a group dance. It was never danced as solo. Bharatanatyam and Odissi basically were meant as Ekaharya Lasya, solo. either in temple or in the zamindari or for utsavas. Kathakali is a natya. It's a totally different form. Kathak, which does not fulfill, Birju Maharaj has heard me and we've had a little powwow. Kathak does not fulfill the conditions of a Shastriya thing. There are hardly any hasta mudras. There are hardly postures. Everything was put together in one basket and we went on adding. There has been no seminar to discuss this. It is not to make something great and something low. No. It is for us to understand. If you say Bharata Natya Shastra, then why Sangeeta Nataka Academy? That also I had said as chairman. And the wrong political party came in power and we were thrown out. And it was misinterpreted deliberately as Sonal Mansingh says, it should be Sangeet Nritya Academy. The minutes say what I said, Sangeet Natya Academy. You understand what I'm saying? Natak, there is NSD. Plays. Theatre. So, where is Nritya? Where? So, Madam Padma ji, jara is pe lago. Talk about this. We must talk about this. And I'm going to raise it in Rajya Sabha also. Yes. No, but I alone know. I'm with you. You are with me. We are all together. Do you understand? Do you agree, sir? Madams, please, tell me. Because, this is something basic. Basic things have been overlooked in a hurry-burry to do. Kar do. Yes. Seminars, festivals, Mahotsavs. Time now to sit back a little, as you have done for 3 days. Take a good look, a critical look, and readjust and revisit whatever is there. And again, make clean understanding. Now I would like to go to one couple of other things which I would like to finish quickly. Okay, I've spoken about Chau, Kumara Gandharva, and now, When Padma danced and learned Karanas and danced to that, and she created a whole new genre. The 108 Karanas also have acrobatic postures. And to come into posture is a Kritya, Karana. You come into it and you resolve it. So when the Oriya Gotipuas do bandhas, or in Chau, there are acrobatic movements. I've used them quite often. We are not going out of Shastra. It's no experimentation. It is Shastriya. They are all there. In Kumbakonam, Sarangapani temple in Tanjore, the 87, and even in Odisha. So there's another thing that I thought I'll mention, that when we talk about Natya Shastra and when we look at our present forms and performances and what is being done in the name of experimentation, I hate that word. What's experimentation? It's not a laboratory. Everything is there. When it is rediscovered and represented, today, people who are ignorant or who have not understood, who have not seen, who have not read, they would say experimentation. For my Odissi in Chennai, in Madras, a lot of things were said at that time. This is experimentation, whereas I was bringing back the Odia traditions. So I think we have to also be safe, get away from these kind of words today. Finally, everything is experimentation. When Padma dances something, the same thing our Chandru dear dances, or Dhananjayan dances, or Chitra dances, whoever dances, Revati dances, it's the same thing. But like Rag Yaman, sung by M.S. Subbalakshmi, the Kalyani, or Yaman Kalyani, or Pandit Jasraj, or Kishori Amonkar, everything will sound different. The same thing will sound different. So there is no experimentation. Everything is there. It is your own interpretation, your own vyaktitva, your own understanding, your own samvedana, which shapes it and molds it. And this is what NatyaSastra says, doesn't it? That nothing, this is not the line on the stone. No, this is the line on water. Bharata draws the line on water. You can see the line, but with the coming and going of waves, the line also becomes Nalina. It's not. He says, according to the dancer, according to the performer's intelligence, you have to use your intelligence, the viniyogas, prayogas. And then I thought I'll mention that recently I was invited to the annual Convention Academy of Sciences. And the first time they invited an artist. So I was forced to say, again, scientist, educationist, economist, Marxist, artist. Why? No. So once I told Sitaram Yechuri, you are a Marxist, I'm an artist. These labels, they're very sad. So they said, ma'am, speak about science of dance. I said, I'd rather speak about dancing science, the dancing atoms, which is Nataraja. Nataraja was presented by Atal Bihari Vajpayee in 1996. 1996, first 13 days he was there. To CERN, C-E-R-N, outside Geneva in Switzerland, which is the hub of atomic activity, atomic knowledge, atomic research. A 6 feet tall Nataraja bronze. And they were absolutely, it is even today, in a very highly respected place. And Franz Kafka, what's his name? The Tao of Physics, Fritjof Capra. Correct, I'm so happy, thank you. Fritjof Capra, in his book, Tao of Physics, has drawn Nataraja and the chart of atoms, of the vibrations, of the energy forces. So it is the dancing science of atoms. What is science? And what is the science of dance? All these things have to now combine, and these different labels somehow have to be slowly removed. My Advaita, Nirguna, Saguna, Nirakara, Sakara, all that doesn't make any sense to me. It is all Sarva Samaveshi. So, Natat Jnanam, Natat Shilpam, Nasa Vidya, Nasa Kala, Na Yogo, Natat Karmam, Yat Natyasmin, Nadrishyate. In short, Vidya encompasses everything. One of our great economists, Dr. Narendra Jadhav, sits next to me in Rajya Sabha. On one side is another renowned Supreme Court lawyer, KTS Tulsi. In between is Mary Com, who gave me this. Now, she's a sportswoman. I'm an artist. Here is a lawyer. There is an economist. And we are all such wonderful friends. And now in Rajya Sabha, when they speak or when they're doing all this. So once Chairman, Vice President Naidu had to say, have you all started learning dance from her? This is what I mean. Wherever artist goes, musician, dancer, whoever, that prabha, abha, that has to come. People should know, yes, artist, we want to be like her, we want to be like him, we want to sing like Shekharji, we want to dance like Padma, we want to learn something. What do you know? That is the Vidya that NatyaSastra has bestowed on us. And we've all got it on a golden platter. So let's not waste any more time. And in the end, my question, twofold. One, as I repeatedly say, in today's time of fast-moving social media, before you know, there is TikTok. Now TikTok has become old, something new is coming. Attention span of 5 seconds is also too much. 15 seconds is too much. And Twitter, this, that, whatever is said here, even a whisper goes round. There are so many new forms in music, so many new forms in dance, in drama, in theater. I mean, world is one village, global village, yes. In that, do we remain an island unto ourselves? Do we live in an ivory tower and be called elitists? Where are we? Are we capable of delivering any messages? Yes, Svanta Sukhaya is a lovely word, but that does not suffice today. And therefore, when people ask, are you sure your dances, your music, it will remain? Yeah, it has remained for 5,000 years, it will remain for another 5,000 years. I've heard many people say that. I think we are committing a grave mistake. How do we influence, inform, and involve what you call Gen Next, the youth of today? You are very few here, Kalakshetra, all combined. All over India will be a handful in the population of 130 crores. Where are we? So, therefore, my request, my suggestion, this is one forum, create more forums, make it more available, go out of your way, make it more understandable, involve young people who want something new, they want something, yes. So in Bhutan, they said, you know, the great rappers of Bhutan have been internationally, and they rapped, and they said, anyone from the Indian, the Lit Fest. So I said, yeah. Abadhe sakedware sakare gai sutagoda ki bhupati laine kase avaloki hasocha vimochana ko thagisi rahi je na thagede kase. Oh my God. They said, oh my God. They got up and clapped. What was that? I said, your rap was stupid. Yeah, most of them, unless they have it was just, this rap is at least 500 years old, and it describes a beautiful morning scene when King Dasharatha comes out at the palace door holding his firstborn, Sri Ramachandra. And who is Rama? So some people said, yes, we know. Who is Rama? So that's what I'm saying, that, you know, how can we, while keeping the core intact as we are doing, use these methods, use the available material to go out, to attract, to involve. And then my last and very sad point, I'm sorry to dukhada anta nahi hona chahiye, but Ritaji knows that there have been, why I was a bit late in coming, several phone calls from various TV channels. Yesterday, as I was entering Rajya Sabha, I was a bit late. Jaya Bachchan had made her famous comment that rapists should be lynched in public. Even before I could enter, there were at least 8 to 10 TV channels who pounced on me. Okay. And in the evening, again, 3 of them came home. Today, again, at the hotel, 2 are coming. Now, you tell me. We talk of Nirbhaya, then we talk of this. 2 days after Hyderabad, 2 sisters were, same thing happening in Kerala. Every day it's happening in India. everywhere. Have we, as a group of artists, have we expressed our empathy, our sadness, our pain? Have we? Anyone? No. Why not? Why not? So is Karunya and Karuna only for the stage, or is it going to influence your thinking and connect you to the society you live in? I have a grave complaint about this. I'm sorry. We live really in ivory tower, only wanting grants, programs, delegations, going abroad, and whatever else. Please come out of that. Use your time to connect. There have been, you have Draupadi, of course, but in today's India, how can NatyaSastra, how can your art also show that our heart bleeds for every such thing? And from there, I would like to bring you to the Stri Sammana, respect for woman. Largely, it is being overlooked and forgotten. Largely. I'm not talking of this Sabha, I'm not talking of Chennai or Tamil Nadu alone, I'm talking generally. Open your eyes, you know that. Why? Why is that? So this morning, Ritaji was at the airport. I entered from gate number 1 at Terminal 3. I'm giving you a small example. And I had my ID ready. One swarthy gentleman with and his Batman pushed a trolley right into me, and I was going to enter that barricade. I said, hello, wait, I'm here. I said, excuse me, have you no manners? And then, oh, sorry, you wait, go. I said, I don't need your permission, sir, but you need to learn manners and teach it. Okay, so he entered, and the CISF, why I'm saying this is that these are not small incidents. We tend to brush off, we tend to forget, we tend to overlook, and that is our weakness. The CISF people who one is there, another with gun, and another checks your. He waved them in. Even before I could show my ID, he said, I said, Thero. Nahi, udhar. And then I said, aap dekh lijiye. Okay, my member of parliament ID card. So he looked up at me. Jaiye. I stood there and I told him, Sri Samman Sikho Bhai. I stood there and told him. When the men पुरुष जाते हैं, उसको पूछते नहीं हो, मुझे आप कह रहे हो देखने के पहले उधर. क्यों? Sorry. मैंने कहा sorry ऐसे बोलेंगे नहीं चलेगा. जाइए. मैंने कहा आप कौन होते हैं इस तरीके से बोलने वाले? Who are you? How dare you use that word and how dare you use that tone? Anyone, for anyone. I sat down in my reserved lounge and I put it on Twitter. Believe you me. And it has created halchal. Now inquiries are being made. Yes, they should be made. Why not? So my last point with the Hyderabad and with all these things happening, come out of your comfort zone, come out of your elitist approach. Art is not only for the proscenium stage, for getting awards, for going abroad, for getting grants, for glamour and glitz. Art is to be used for society's common good. And that is what I believe, and I think we should do that. Thank you.